How are you feeling? How long have you been here?
3 months, May 17th.
And what brought you?
That's difficult to answer.
Eventually resulted in your being here in the hospital.
That's difficult to answer.
this the end? There's a noise inside my head of crying people facing death. Is this the end? Is this the end? Oh, I'm burning in the dystopia. There's no place to hide. I'm burning in the dystopia. What have we done to the world? What have we done to the world? I'm burning in the dystopia. There's no place to hide. I'm burning in the dystopia. This is the final scene of sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to be out you.
And lastly, we ask that there be no recording or streaming of today's sessions from the floor. And any disruptive behavior in today's session will result in being removed from the call.
We please ask that there will be no recording or streaming of today's sessions from the floor. Any disruptive behavior today could result in being removed from the call. So, just be a nice person. So with the little housekeeping things out of the way, let's jump right in.
Again, we ask no recording or streaming of today's session.
We ask that there be no recording or streaming of today's session from the floor. Any disruptive behavior in today's session will result in being removed from the call.
Who the fuck is Karlyn? She's just some sweet lady. She's like in a knitting. She does like a knitting stream. She's like a knitting YouTuber. She does knitting.
We're just having a chat today, guys. Happy Monday. How's it going? I'm not even doing a formal show today. We're just gonna have a little chat. We're gonna have a little chat. We're gonna have a chat. That's what we're gonna do. Don't worry, we're gonna be doing a spy stream later, so we are actually gonna do a serious stream, but that's not till 7:30. I'll talk more about that in a second. But first off, Mitchell, happy birthday, bro. Love having Mitchell as part of the community. Mitchell's been around for a long, long time. Mitchell is the person who demanded that I put tank tops in my store. Because, I don't know, he dislikes tank tops or whatever. But I did it because Mitchell's awesome. He's awesome. And then he bought the tank tops, which made me happy too. It's a win-win situation. So we appreciate Mitchell. He's been around forever. We love you, bro. Happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful day. Yeah, I'm a knitting YouTuber that records communist calls. That's exactly. Exactly. Oh, guys, it has been quite a day. It has been a ridiculous day. It's been a ridiculous weekend. The reason we're just doing a little informal stream right now is, listen, man, it was a long-ass weekend. It was a long weekend. And in case you missed it, don't worry, there's going to be a ton of clips coming out from this weekend. But in case you missed it, we spent all weekend on a supporter-exclusive spy stream where we watched 12 hours of socialism. We watched 6 hours of socialism on Saturday. We watched another 6 hours of socialism on Sunday. Because this past weekend, there was a live virtual conference called the Revolutionary Socialism Conference. So it was literally communists from all over the country. They were communists in Denver, there were communists in Seattle, there were communists in Kansas, there were communists in Texas, there were communists in New York, there were communists in Boston. There were international communists that were beamed in for this thing. There were literally communists from everywhere. And basically this entire conference was the communists trying to get themselves organized in order to create a revolutionary party to overthrow the capitalist bourgeois government, also known as the United States government. And I'm not just making that up, and I'm not being hyperbolic, because they literally said that. I have at least 4 clips just from yesterday that I haven't, well, I've released one of them, but I haven't released the rest. I have at least 4 clips of them just from yesterday talking about overthrowing the government. And this isn't even the first time I've gotten some of these people on videos talking about overthrowing the government. To be really clear, this is not actually even the first time I've gotten communists on video talking about this. I have actually gotten some of the same communists that were on this call on video previously also talking about overthrowing the government. Like they're not covert about what they want to do, okay? These are not DSA people. In fact, they spent a lot of the conference talking about how much they hated DSA people. There are at least probably half a dozen clips, if not even more, of them overtly talking about how the DSA is not far left enough for them, and the DSA are just pawns of the Democratic Party, and blah, 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 and they're never going to work with the DSA and all this stuff. No, these were not Revolutionary Communists of America. This was the Firebrand Collective, Socialist Horizon, and the International Socialist League. So the Revolutionary Communists of America were not involved. That's a different group. There were some members from the Tempest Collective, which is another radical. The left has all these different types of groups. So no, the RCA was not in this. And so I'm in the process right now of going through and creating clips. And guys, I cannot even tell you how many clips there are going to be from this conference. We're talking, there are going to be at least 100 clips from this. Actually, if I'm being honest about it, the way I'm making the clips, there's probably going to be close to at least 200 clips from this conference. I'm not exaggerating, because some of the clips are very short. It's them saying things like something about Israel being related to capitalism or something like that. They talked about Israel quite a bit. So, and I have a plan for those clips. I'm going to tell you about the plan on the stream. I'm going to tell you about what I'm thinking about. It's a little bit more work. Spoiler alert, I'm making something more difficult for myself than it needs to be, but I think it'll be worth it in the long run if I do it this way. So I will tell you about that. But before we get into that, I want to show you what's going on. And actually, guys, just so you guys know, we will be doing a spy stream tonight. Let me promo this right now. So no rest for the weary, guys. We have another spy stream that we're going to be infiltrating tonight. If you missed the weekend call, hey, come to the spy stream tonight. Make up for it. Spy stream is a supporter exclusive in my community where we go inside a live socialist training and we watch it and we record it and we talk about it. And occasionally we clip it and put it out on the internet when there's good stuff to put out. Tonight, we're not, the Revolutionary Socialism Conference is done. So we're not doing that one. There is another organizing call tonight with a completely different leftist group in which they're going to talk about pushing leftist politics in the workplace, using the workplace to recruit and radicalize more people to the far left. And so this is a completely different group and a completely different topic, but it starts at around 7:30 tonight. So if you want to join us, you have to be a supporter on my Substack, my Locals, my Patreon, my Twitter subscribers, or my YouTube channel membership. I do prefer people joining on the Substack, so that is my preference. But if you want to just become a YouTube channel member, you can join us. You'll be able to find the information in the community tab. All of the platforms where you can support my work, I've put the link on all the platforms, so you can just find it wherever you're a supporter. And you can join us starting around 7:30 tonight or so, and we're going to do another spy stream. Why are we doing another spy stream? Why are we doing another spy stream? Because I'm the only one doing this stuff. Because literally, it's only me and us working together to actually monitor what the far left is doing, and no one else seems to care. No one else cares. You know what? I said exactly the same thing, Master Shake. I literally said the same thing. I said, you know what? I bet if I had called Ted Cruz's office and I had told them that I got a Texas State faculty member on video talking about overthrowing the Israeli government, I bet I would have gotten his attention then. Bet I would have gotten it then. Yup. If I had a Texas State University faculty member on video talking about making anti-Semitic remarks, or maybe even saying maybe we shouldn't be sending money to Israel, I bet Ted Cruz would have cared about it then. But I do actually have good news on the Ted Cruz front. So, okay, actually, we have to be intellectually honest. And this is getting a little bit ahead of the story. I wasn't quite ready to talk about the Ted Cruz piece, but I will tell you guys, right before the stream, I got off the phone with Ted Cruz's director of communication. So essentially, and we're going to walk through the clips. If you don't know what's going on yet, don't worry about it, but other people know what's going on. So essentially what happened is, this morning, I reached out to a bunch of newspapers and influencers and politicians, and I said, hey guys, I've got a Texas State University faculty member calling for the communist overthrow of the United States government. Does anyone want to do anything about this? Do you guys want to make a statement? Do you guys want to write an article? Do you guys want to, I don't know, maybe try to get this guy fired from his job? Not that I relish in getting people fired from their jobs, but this guy is overtly talking about teaching college students, like he explicitly said in this clip that education majors take his class, and he's a communist calling for the overthrow of the government in a conference. And by the way, Tom, we've seen your Twitter account now, bro. We have Tom's Twitter account. Do you know what is on Tom Alter's Twitter account? Let me show you. Tom Alter has been using the Texas State University campus to organize leftist meetings and host leftist meetings. Is anyone surprised about this? The same Texas State University faculty member that we got on video yesterday talking about the communist overthrow of the government. Literally, I'm going to play you the clip. Hang on if you haven't seen it. On August 27th, he tweeted, next Thursday, Texas State campus, preceded by a discussion of the Irish Revolutionary Socialist and Nationalism. This is organized by Socialist Horizon. Socialist Horizon is a revolutionary socialist group that Tom is a part of. He is literally using Texas State University to host meetings of revolutionary communism. It's on the fucking flyer on his Twitter account. Oh, look, there's him talking about how he's going to speak at this conference. Revolutionary Fervor, San Marcos, Socialism School Series. Oh, he's hosting a socialism school. He is hosting a socialism school at the San Marcos Public Library. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Oh, he used Texas State resources to organize for May Day. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Well, I made a bunch of phone calls earlier today, and one of the calls I made was to Ted Cruz's office. Because I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not like Ted Cruz has literally written a fucking book about this or anything. It's not like Ted Cruz has literally written a book called Unwoke: How to Defeat Cultural Marxism in America. Literally wrote the fucking book. Now, just to be fair, he used the title Unwoke about a year and a half after I wrote a book called Actively Unwoke, and I have feelings about that, but whatever. It doesn't matter anymore. Ted Cruz has literally written a book about this topic, okay? So I called Ted Cruz's office earlier, and I said, hey Ted Cruz's office, I've got this video of a Texas State University professor calling to have the communist overthrow of the government. Do you guys maybe want to look at this, or do you maybe want to do something about this, or does the center want to make a statement? Is there a press person I can speak to? I was very nice. And I was told by the person at Ted Cruz's office, yeah, we're not interested, and I'm not going to pass on that information. I said, excuse me, what? And I may have gotten a bit upset, if I'm being honest. I mean, I think I still maintained my cool as well as can be expected, but I was like, excuse me, I literally have a faculty member at Texas State University saying he wants the communist overthrow of the government, and you don't want to do anything about it? No, ma'am, I can't help you, ma'am. I can't help you, ma'am. And it was just like on repeat. It's like this person was like not having it. But well, then after that happened, you know what we have to do when stuff like that happens? We have to make a stink on Twitter, because to be very honest, the only thing that these politicians care about is Twitter. That's it. And I swear, this is actually the reason that I'm still on Twitter in the first place. And I told the representative from Ted Cruz's office, as she was saying to me, there's nothing I can do to help you with that, ma'am. There's nothing I can do to help you with that. I said to her explicitly, I was like, I have a Twitter account with 86,000 followers. And if you can't help me, then I'm going to post on my Twitter account that Ted Cruz's office refuses to help me. And I can't help you, ma'am. I can't help you, ma'am. I wish I had recorded this phone call. I just didn't think to do it, honestly. I didn't think I was going to get through to anyone. I thought I was going to get a voicemail. So I did what any normal person would do when the sitting senator from Texas, who has literally written a book about cultural Marxism and how to defeat it. I did what any person would do in this situation when I'm being told that this person isn't interested in a video of a faculty member at Texas State University literally calling for the communist overthrow of the government. And I made a live stream about it, and I complained about it on Twitter. And then I started getting everyone to tag the ever-loving F out of Ted Cruz's accounts, because the only way, I promise you, the only way that we can ever get conservatives to care about anything is to shame them into doing it. That is the only way these people actually care about something, is if they're afraid that their precious image is going to be tarnished. And then they start to care. Then they start to perk up. Oh, she's got followers on Twitter. Why the fuck am I getting all these notifications? Then they start to care. So I did that. And, wouldn't you know it? But right before I started this stream, I got off the phone with Ted Cruz's communication director. And Ted Cruz's communications director somehow found my phone number. I bet it must have been logged in their office when I called, because I didn't even give them my phone number. Ted Cruz's communications director called me, and she said, yeah, I'm really sorry about that. Can you send me the video? And I was like, yes, here's the Substack article. You can go and find it. And to be fair, we do have to be fair, and we do have to be intellectually honest. Allegedly, the reason I was told they couldn't help me was because an intern answered the phone and wasn't properly trained to help me. Now, I have questions about why there's an intern working in Ted Cruz's office that does not understand that a faculty member at Texas State University calling for the communist overthrow of the government is a bad thing. You know what? I have questions, but you know what? Interns are dumb. Young people are dumb. Hell, older people are dumb too. So you know what? Maybe we can excuse the fact that the intern didn't make the best decision in that moment when they said they weren't going to take this information. Maybe we can excuse them. We can also excuse them for the fact that I literally asked to speak to someone else on the phone. I said, can you give me someone in the press office? Can you give me someone else to talk to? Because I don't think this is working. and she refused to do that as well. So that's okay. You know, maybe they will train the intern on how to behave properly next time. That's fine. People make mistakes. We have to forgive. So now the update on Ted Cruz is that his communications director has all the information. She wanted to take some time to look at the video, which, you know, don't blame her. You don't want to make a statement without seeing the full video. Luckily for her, when I posted the article on my Substack, I posted the entire clip of Tom, like everything that Tom said in that session. I posted the whole clip. So all I had to do was to say to Ted Cruz's communication director, go to that Substack article, scroll all the way down to the bottom. This is the full recording of what I have of this guy at this conference. This is what he said. Not edited, happened live, recorded live, nothing taken out of context. So now they have the video. And the next thing I want, I'm going to be real blunt. If Ted Cruz doesn't make some sort of statement on this, I'm going to be pissed. I'm not asking for the sun, the moon, and the stars. I'm not. But making a statement when you are the senator from Texas, literally has written a book on how to defeat cultural Marxism, and you are presented as if on a silver platter because of the goodness in my heart, Ted Cruz, you are presented with a video of a communist faculty member, self-professed, talking about the communist overthrow of the government. Literally, explicitly. I've been recording the left for a long time. I have other clips of communists talking about overthrowing the government. I have never gotten one that explicit in my life. We have now handed this gift to Ted Cruz. And a couple other people as well. And we're going to talk about a couple other people too. And I want Ted Cruz to make a statement. And I want him to call for that guy being fired. And if he doesn't do that, then we know that Ted Cruz doesn't actually give a fuck about any of this, and he's just using it to win favor of the conservative base because he's a politician and all he cares about is image and brand and not actually accomplishing anything. But you know what? We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's not as though, you know, he's written a book about this and said he was, you know, you have to assume that if someone's actually written a book about something, they might actually care about it. Ted Cruz came from a communist country, allegedly. I don't even, like, if Ted Cruz sees this video and he thinks that this is okay and he doesn't need to make a statement about it, like, how much could he really care? Honestly. How much could he really care? I don't think I'm asking for the sun and the moon and the stars. He's a politician in Texas. It's not like I went out of state here. And he can make a fucking statement. So we'll see if anything happens from that. And you know what? Listen, if Ted Cruz does the right thing, we will applaud him. We will thank him. You know what? Listen, I can't expect everyone to hop to just because I have video of communists saying they're going to overthrow the government. I can't expect everyone to, you know, get off their ass immediately and do something about it. But we'll give him a little time. And hopefully, yeah, I mean, duh. No, there's no universe in which Ted Cruz wrote that book. Please. Obviously. So mistakes were made, but that's okay. Do you want me to tell you about another mistake? Actually, you know what? Should we watch the video? Has anyone not seen the video? Let's watch the video. Let's do that. Just in case people haven't seen it yet. When I say I have a video of a Texas State University professor calling for the communist overthrow of the government, what I mean is I literally have a video of a Texas State University professor calling for the communist overthrow of the government. Let's watch.
My name is Tom.
This was recorded yesterday, which was September 7th at the Revolutionary Socialism Conference.
My name is Tom Alter. I'm a member of Socialist Horizon.
Recording in progress.
I'll just say it again. My name is Tom Alter. I'm a member of Socialist Horizon in San Marcos, Texas, and also a member of the Texas State Employees Union, affiliated with the CWA. As anarchists, these insurrectionists explicitly reject the formation of a revolutionary party capable of leading the working class to power. Without organization, how can anyone expect to overthrow the most bloodthirsty, profit-driven mad organization in the history of the world, that of the U.S. government?
2 minutes, comrade.
Thank you. As Steve mentioned, a revolutionary party needs a revolutionary situation for the working class to win power. We are not in that situation now, though it may be coming soon, as the crisis of capitalism only continues to deepen and capitalists look to war and fascism to save their profit system. If we do not build a revolutionary party now, this is surely our future. What we do now is incredibly important. We must educate ourselves and others in Marxism and the history of class struggle. We are by no means just a reading club. Our tasks are laid out in the Communist Manifesto. We must participate in the struggles of our class, whatever they may be, from joining union picket lines to defending trans people. And then, as communists, connect these numerous struggles of our class into a fight against the source of our oppression, capitalism. Through struggle, we can win reforms along the way, giving confidence to our class. This is how we build a mass party. Reforms are not enough, though. If the working class is not in power, those reforms can be lost, as we have seen in recent times. We must build a revolutionary socialist party now, so that when a revolutionary situation arises, the working class has the tools and organization it needs to take power. To conclude, have confidence, build workers' power, be a firebrand for a socialist horizon. Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Thank you, comrade, and excellent timing.
Hey, Tom. Is it true that Texas State trains the most public school teachers in the country? I remember that stat circling around like a couple years ago when Texas State was getting all like the shit that it always gets for being like like the lesser school in Texas.
Yeah,
I remember somebody saying, yeah, exactly. But I remember somebody saying, I remember like that getting circulated around that it like trains like the most public sector teachers in the country.
That it definitely is for Texas, because that's what it was It was started as a teacher school. Actually, that's what Lyndon Johnson went here. Yeah. I can't wait till the day when we tear down the Lyndon Johnson statue on campus as well. Yeah. But yeah, so then Texas State's grown. It's now like the 19th largest school campus in the country. So that would kind of make sense that it could be in training for teachers in the country. So I haven't actually heard that, and they usually do kind of trumpet those statistics when it is. But we do a lot. That's most of my students as well. They're a lot of them are education majors. So
history education. Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
So when I say I literally have video of faculty members from Texas State University calling for the communist overthrow of the government, and in literally the same frame of time, they're saying, "Oh yeah, I've got so many education students in my classes at Texas State University." I don't know how much more conservatives want from me. I don't know how much more conservatives want from me at this point. There's nothing else I can give you guys. They're like if they are like I mean what is going to be required to get conservatives to actually get off their ass and do something about this? Because one of the most frustrating things for me about today, and this is why, guys, this is why I stopped interacting with other content creators. This is why I stopped interacting in the conservative ecosystem at all, because literally every single time something like this happens, it ends up being a massive disappointment. I called around to so many people today. I posted so much, and the comments that I kept getting over and over and over again is, "Karlyn, why don't you do this? Karlyn, why don't you do that? Karlyn, why don't you do this? Karlyn, why don't you do that?" We're talking people in the fucking government. We're talking elected politicians. We're talking people in very high-profile positions. I'm going to tell you about one of them in a second. "Karlyn, why don't you just do this? Why don't you just do that?" And I'm kind of like, I already did my fucking job. I already did my job. I literally already did my job. I literally sat through a weekend-long 12-hour socialism conference, recorded the whole fucking thing, made the clips, put the clips out, tell the story, contacted all of you to try to get you to do something. My job is done. My job is done. It is now your job, Harmeet Dillon. It is now your job to do something about it. It is now your job, Kash Patel, to do something about it. It is now your job, Dan Bongino, to do something about it. It is now your job, Ted Cruz, Chip Roy, Greg Abbott, every fucking person. I don't even care. It is your job. I am an independent journalist funded entirely by small donations through a Substack. You assholes hold the keys of government. I do not. So when I hand you a clip like that on a silver platter of a communist saying we are going to overthrow the government and we're organizing a revolutionary party to do that, and you guys are like, gee, Karlyn, why don't you go do these 15 other steps for us? No! You do it! You guys do it! You guys pull out your fucking phone and call whoever you need to call and take care of the problem. And if you don't fucking do it, then I will shame your asses on Twitter every day because I know that's all you care about anyway. Let me tell you about Harmeet Dillon. Now, technically, is this Harmeet Dillon's job? Nope. No, it's technically not her job. But you know what? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You want to know why? Because Harmeet Dillon is running around on Twitter all the time saying, I'm the one that's going to fix the universities from all this DEI. Every time Chris Rufo is having a hissy fit over some DEI something at universities, and just so we're clear, DEI is like a low-level trickle-down. It's not even honestly that important, but Harmeet Dillon and Chris Rufo, you know, they've built brands on all of this and being the people that are going to save us from the DEI in the universities. So Harmeet Dillon is running around saying, I'm going to take care of DEI universities, and any university that's doing DEI is going to answer to me. Okay, Harmeet, okay. I have a university where a state-funded faculty member in a red state is talking about the communist overthrow of the government. Do you know where all that DEI shit comes from? Does anyone know where all that DEI shit comes from? It comes from the communists. Every single problem that Harmeet Dillon's running around going, I'm going to save the universities from DEI. Every single one. That entire problem comes from the communists. That's anti-racism. It's coming from the same damn place. This faculty member is teaching teachers to teach this to kids. Don't tell me this is not your job. Do not tell me, well, Karlyn, why don't you go and do all this other stuff over here? And then do you know what Harmeet Dillon told me today? Harmeet Dillon said that because I put overthrow the government in all capital letters, that I was acting unhinged. And I was unpersuasive. And I have all of these DMs and I have them all screenshotted and I have it all screen recorded too. And I'm not going to show the DMs just yet. But if I need to show the DMs, I can. Harmeet Dillon told me that I was being unhinged and that I was being unpersuasive because I put overthrow the government in all capital letters. Okay. Okay. Why is it that Harmeet Dillon thinks that it's more unhinged that I'm talking about this on Twitter than she does a Texas State University faculty member calling to overthrow the government? I actually don't think I'm being unhinged at all. I think I'm actually doing the rational thing, which is saying, you work for the federal government. You can pick up your phone and call anyone at a moment's notice. It is your job to do something about it. It is not my job. And if you don't want to do your job, your taxpayer-funded job, while running around claiming to be the savior of fucking colleges and universities, if you don't want to do your job, then I'm going to scream about it to high heaven on Twitter until something gets done. I'm acting unhinged. I'm acting unhinged. You guys have communist professors literally teaching students to overthrow the government in their education classes. You guys are ignoring that those same communist professors are literally organizing communist events on campus. Why is it that the independent journalist in her second bedroom, surviving off of small donations from the public, know more about this and care more about this than the people whose literal job it is to do something about it and to help people? Why? Harmeet Dillon could pick up her fucking phone and call whoever she wants and get their attention. Hey, can you maybe take a look at this? Maybe we should do something about this. Like, all she had to do. Did Harmeet Dillon do that? No. Harmeet Dillon instead decided to call me unhinged and to say that it was unhinged for me to be upset about it. Okay, Harmeet. All right. That's fine. That's fine. So here's what we're going to do. Every single time that Harmeet Dillon tweets from now on that she is the savior of DEI at universities, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take Harmeet Dillon's tweets talking about her destroying DEI at universities, and we're going to put them right side by side with the messages that I have from Harmeet Dillon calling me unhinged for being upset that communists are teaching in college classrooms, teaching kids, teaching students in education programs how to overthrow the government. You think that getting DEI out of school is going to save us? Please. Please. Do you want to know why getting DEI out of colleges is not even going to solve the problem? Because the communist faculty members that put it in the colleges in the first place are still there. The communist faculty member is actually more important than the DEI stuff. The communist faculty member is the root of the DEI problem. Why doesn't Harmeet Dillon know this? Why don't any of these people know this? They claim they've been fighting critical race theory since the entire time I've been in this space. Why do none of them understand that the root cause of critical race theory and DEI and all this shit they claim to want to defeat in higher education? Why do none of them understand where the root cause is, and it's the fucking communist faculty members? But presented with an actual communist faculty member, they do nothing, and they accuse me of being unhinged. Fine. I am fine with being unhinged. When it comes to taxpayer-funded communists talking about organizing a revolutionary party to overthrow the fucking government, I am fine being unhinged. I'm absolutely fine. Only literal retards think that removing DEI is going to solve the problem. Bro, you know nothing. You know nothing. Damn. Well, I wouldn't even say that's just women, Jason. I think that's everyone. They're more offended that I say the word fuck. They're more offended that I don't wear the clothes they want me to wear. They're more offended at my haircut. They're more offended that I didn't approach them nicely and kiss the fucking ring. I don't expect anything from these politicians anymore. I've been doing this a long time. I know this is why I stopped interacting with other content creators and other people at all, because it's just like, what are we even doing? What are we even doing? Because for most people, it literally is just a branding exercise, guys. I hope people understand this. For most people, this is literally just a branding exercise. Having Twitter followers, having a high-level government position, having a fancy title, getting elected to something, it's just a branding exercise for them to make money and maintain status and all that stuff, and that's all they care about. And they don't actually care about any of this, and we know they don't care about it because they don't even understand it. They don't even understand it. I interact with these people all the time, and I literally have to explain to them basic 101 level information about the left. And you know what? Listen, if I have an opportunity to teach someone something, if they just haven't got, like that, if someone is actually interested in the problem and they want to learn something, I don't mind teaching people. But it's the people that bother me are the people who have claimed to care about this stuff for years, that when you literally present them with like, they're like how much more egregious do you want the clip to be? You literally present them with a clip and they go, I don't know. Why don't you do this? No, it's your job. It's your job. I already did my job. Yeah, we have had our heart broken by commentators and journalists many, many times. How many times in this community have we found stuff exactly like that clip? And we tried to tell people and no one cared. And not only didn't they care, they wouldn't even watch the video. How the communists will win because no one on our side actually gives a fuck. So there are a whole bunch of clips that are coming out of this event. There's a whole bunch of more clips in this article, actually. So that's just one of the clips that we got from Tom. There were a whole bunch of other clips, too. Do you guys want to see some of the other clips? Let's see. Oh, this clip is funny. This clip is actually hilarious. This clip is hilarious. In this clip, Tom says that capitalism created Trump. And then, you know, I have to admit, I had a little bit of personal satisfaction from this. He made fun of Trump supporters for not understanding who the real communists are. This is the point where it's gotten to. The influencers and the pundits and the commentators have so destroyed the brains of their audiences by lying to them about the left over and over and over and over perpetually for years. They've so destroyed the brains of their audiences that literal communists are making fun of conservatives because conservatives don't know what they're talking about when it comes to communism. Listen.
Anti-capitalist sentiments are so prevalent that sections of the capitalist class resorted to right-wing or demagogic-based populism. This is represented in Trump, who has harnessed the real economic anxieties and fears felt by countless Americans and directed it towards scapegoating of immigrants, America First policies, and hatred of liberal institutions who have no solutions to the crisis of capitalism, as they are part of the problem. I've seen videos of reporters at Trump rallies who ask people why they support Trump. One rally participant said he supported Trump because Trump is against communists. When this person was asked who the communists are, he replied that communists are, quote, big pharma, the giant pharmaceutical companies who control the government. Unknowingly, this person described not communism, but capitalism. This is yet another reason why we need a mass revolutionary party to win over people who see that giant corporations control the government, but have been misled by rightists like Trump.
The communists are literally making fun of conservatives for not understanding who actual communists are. This is also not the first time I have a clip of communists doing this, by the way. They do this every once in a while. These communists really didn't like the Democratic Socialists of America. So I've talked a lot about on the channel, and you guys are going to be seeing more clips come out about this. I've talked a lot about how... So, okay, when it comes to the modern activist left, there are basically 5 tiers of people that are on the left. There are Democrats, there are liberals, there are progressives, there's democratic socialists, and then there's actual revolutionary socialists. Democrats are not the same as revolutionary socialists. Liberals are not the same as Democratic Socialists of America. Progressives are not the same as communists. These are all distinct groups that have distinct goals, that have distinct organizing, etc., etc., etc. S.S. Kennedy, thank you for that $10 Rumble rant. I appreciate it. I cover the far left. I cover the Democratic Socialists of America and the actual revolutionary socialists. Those are 2 different groups. The Democratic Socialists of America are reformists. What that means is the Democratic Socialists of America believe in working within the electoral system in order to achieve a post-capitalist society. Revolutionary socialists, like Tom, he does not believe in working within the electoral system in order to achieve a post-capitalist society. Okay, so they both have the same thing. The Democratic Socialists of America want a post-capitalist society. The Revolutionary Socialists also want a post-capitalist society. The difference between the two is the Democratic Socialists of America believe they're going to vote their way into socialism, whereas the Revolutionary Socialists are like, no, bro, we don't participate in elections. We don't want to run people for elections. We just want to overthrow the government. Those are two different groups, okay? You have got to treat them like two different groups. Just because they agree on some things does not mean they agree on other things. And I'm going to play you this video of Tom specifically talking about the Democratic Socialists of America so you guys can see this is how revolutionary socialists see reformists in the DSA.
The largest socialist organization in the United States, the Democratic Socialists of America, and its youth wing, the YDSA, is mainly working within the Democratic Party, attempting to change it from the inside. What the DSA is attempting by working within the Democratic Party follows a nearly 200 years old project that began in the 1830s. It is more than past time to consider this a failed project. The Democratic Party is and remains a thoroughly capitalist party. Even with a recently reinvigorated DSA with tens of thousands of members, the Democratic Party has not budged. In fact, it has moved further to the right. Even candidates who the DSA proudly claim to have helped elect, like the Democratic mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, are not leading in the interest of the working class. As this conference is going on, Trump has moved National Guard troops into Chicago. Johnson has spoken out loudly against Trump's action, but where are Johnson's actions? A socialist mayor backed by a socialist party would be actively working with labor unions to shut the entire city of Chicago down in a general strike while organizing workers' defense guards. Again, we do see working class people in Chicago acting on their own interest, but not having a revolutionary party. So instead, Johnson leads a symbolic Labor Day march past a Target store and a Tesla dealership. Johnson, like his Democratic counterpart in Washington, D.C., issue fiery rhetoric while capitulating to occupation. This goes along with the Democratic Party nationally doing nothing in action to stop the ICE raids terrorizing working class communities across the country. Why would the Democrats do anything to stop ICE? After all, the Biden administration provided record amounts of funding to ICE and the Border Patrol. And we all know where the Democratic Party stands in relation to a free Palestine. No socialist should have any relationship with the Democratic Party or an organization that works within the Democratic Party. You are not just using a Democratic ballot line, you are being used to provide left cover for a party of mass incarceration at home and genocide abroad.
So there it is. No socialist should be working within the Democratic Party, and what he means by that is not he also means the Democratic Socialists. He's saying the Democratic Socialists of America are working within the Democratic Party. We don't want that. The Democratic Socialists of America are a failed experiment. It's not going to work, etc., etc., etc. I have no less than a dozen clips from this probably like 6 to 12 clips. I mean, probably at least of them shit talking the Democratic Socialists of America. By the way, they also don't like the Party for Socialism and Liberation. I've got a clip specifically of Tom saying he doesn't like the Party for Socialism and Liberation. He thinks they chew up their members and spit them out. These were not Maoists. They explicitly denounced Maoism. They specifically denounced Stalinism. And so, yeah. Did I at Rufo? No, Rufo's not going to share this. Rufo doesn't share anything that he can't take credit for. God knows. And by the way, you asked me if Andy No had shared it? No, of course not. Of course not. Andy No's still going to be pissed at me because I called him out for lying about that Catholic church shooter. And so personal politics is always going to take priority for these people over actually just sharing information. So no, Andy No hasn't shared it. If you guys want to tag Andy No in that tweet, do whatever you want to do. But this is the reality of this situation where it's like, why would I want to work with these people? Why would I want to work with these people at all? I'm giving them on-the-ground coverage Here are all of the insane things the left is doing. Can you guys please just do your job and just tell people? Can you guys please just do your job and make a statement? Can you do anything that is not about building your own personal brand? Can you do anything productive? Can you help educate the public at all? Can you inform the public at all? Can you take this seriously for 1 second? I don't want to. You guys can go tag him. If you want Rufo to comment on it, then go tag him. I'm done with these people. Rufo thinks that DEI is more important than overthrowing the government. God knows. I know you will. I'm not mad at you guys, you know that, but it's just like that's exactly right. None of these people can fathom anything that doesn't involve money. But you know what? I'm still going to just do what I do and listen. We've got a ton more clips that are going to come out from this conference, guys. Like, I cannot even tell you how many clips are going to come out from this conference. And so make sure you're subscribed to the Substack. I will be making the clips available for everyone to watch. Make sure you subscribe to the Substack, Karlyn, Karlyn.substack.com. The vast majority of my content is completely free. If you feel like supporting my work, because I am 100% funded by people just like you, I don't have any big political funders. My only job is to show up and to tell you the truth and to show you the receipts. And so you can support my work on the Substack, and I would appreciate that. I've seen dozens of deep red Marxist posts on Insta this week pushing hate on liberals. Yes. See, this is Dave, this is exactly right. Like, calling liberals and communists the same thing is one of the stupidest things that conservatives do. Because when you actually look at what communists say, they hate liberals. They were shitting on liberals and Democrats way more than they shit on conservatives in this conference. And it wasn't even close. Well, but this is part of the reason why I'm documenting everything. Because I know, I seriously, I literally no longer care about having a working relationship with these people. I know I played nice with Harmeet Dillon for a long fucking time. Harmeet Dillon proved to me that she doesn't actually care about solving this problem. She only cares about pandering to Christopher Rufo and the Manhattan Institute. So you know what? She doesn't care about solving the problem. I don't need to play nicely anymore. I don't want to work with people who are not interested in solving the problem. Hopefully Ted Cruz comes through and he makes a public statement. If he doesn't, I don't care about lighting fire. I don't even know Ted Cruz. I've never spoken to anyone in his office. I don't have any relationship there. I will drag them until I am ready to stop. Andy No doesn't really support my work. I mean, he's talked to me every once in a while, and that's all fine, well, and good. But Andy has been a sporadic supporter at best. And since he lied to his audience just over and over and over and over and over again about the Catholic school shooter, it's kind of like, okay, I see what's happening here. I see what's happening. Got it. Okay. Another person we can't trust. Listen, it's not as though there aren't people that we can trust. There are absolutely people that we can trust. There are good people in this space that want to get stuff done. It's just not any of the big name influencers. Literally none of the big name influencers care about any of this. It's all just a show. And so, for my money, and I've always said this about what I do, I am perfectly happy. I am perfectly happy having a cult-like following. Unironically, I'm actually perfectly happy having a cult-like following. I don't want to be a well-known person on the internet. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be an influencer. I never did. I just wanted to be able to do what I wanted to do and cover the content I wanted to cover. And what I have found over the years, and this has always served me well, is the people who are meant to find my content will find my content. And the people who actually care about the left and studying the left and exposing the left and understanding their language and really analyzing what's going on, they're gonna find their way to me at some point. This has just happened over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So if I have to burn every single bridge with every single content creator who pretends to care about this stuff and doesn't, and say things about them on the internet to shame them into doing the right thing, I will absolutely do it, and I don't give a fuck. Because I have my core audience. I already have it. I already had the support to do this work full time. Now, of course, more support means more things I can get done. So I'm not going to sneeze at more support. That would be nice, of course. But the reality is that I have a core group of supporters who believes in me and funds what I do and have for a very long time. And so I don't need anyone's help. Would it be nicer if people with larger platforms shared this content out to their audiences? Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it would be. But am I going to beg and plead and kiss their asses? No. Particularly when none of them actually care about this, but they have pandered to an audience for years and years and years, pretending to care about it. Yes, and this is very true. This is why the Center for Left-Wing Studies is becoming a focal of what we're doing. We just need to keep doing what we're doing. We will find the real people when we just keep our heads down and we keep doing what we're doing and we keep going inside these events and we keep sharing it out. The public wants this information. I do believe that. When my work gets in front of people, they respond to it. And so, if the influencers want to fuck around, then you know what? I have no problem using them to get my work in front of more people because they were never going to support it anyway. They've made that clear. Anyone who actually cares about solving this problem should be sharing that clip. Anyone who claims to care about fighting communism should be sharing that clip. That is a Texas State University faculty member teaching the next generation of teachers, talking about being a communist and overthrowing the government. If they aren't going to share that clip, you cannot tell me that they seriously care about this problem. Well, Karlyn is crazy and says mean things on the internet. Okay. If you prioritize the fact that you don't like me over a Texas State University faculty member talking about the communist overthrow of the government, if you're prioritizing the fact that you don't like me over sharing that information with your audience, you are not serious about defeating the left. Adults do not have to be best friends. Put on your fucking big boy pants and put the information out there because I'm the only one that has it and you guys all know it. And that's what they honestly hate because I'm better at this than all of them. And as soon as people find my work, they turn against them because they realize how much they were lied to the entire time. And it's more important for conservative influencers to protect the narrative, protect the talking points, protect the story, protect the clout, the status. It's more important for them to do all of that than to actually inform their audience. Yeah, Joshua Lissick's a real one. Joshua Lissick shared it. Trevor Loudon shared it. He was very impressed. Trevor Loudon was like, holy shit, Karlyn. Kyle Becker shared it. It's not as though there's no one. There are real people. There are real people who do care about this problem. But I want people to really understand the people in government do not. The people in the Trump administration do not. The Trump administration is not going to save you from this problem. Harmeet Dillon is not going to save you from this problem. There is no one in the Kash Patel is not going to save you from this problem. Not a single one of them gives a fuck. It's just all about brand and status and clout, and you're unhinged if you try to take that away from us. People have been calling me unhinged on the internet for years, Harmeet. Do you really think, adding one more to the pile is going to mean anything to me? Like, seriously. Yeah, Trump fooled a lot of people. People in Congress don't care. But if it was anti-Semitism, oh man, if it was anti-Semitism, Leo Tyrell would be tweeting about it. If it was an anti-Semitic remark in that college classroom, then Leo Tyrell would be issuing a tweet talking about the scourge of anti-Semitism on college campuses. Because that's all they care about. That's all they care about. But you know what? We still have each other. We still have a massive amount of content from this conference, and we're going to talk about a lot of stuff over the next several weeks. Let me tell you guys what I'm going to do. Let me tell you guys what I'm going to do. So, and this is a project that I was working on anyway, but this is a good opportunity. This is actually a really good opportunity. One of the great things about the conference this weekend was that they just had so many clips where they were just saying things that socialists say out loud all the time. Like, here is what capitalism means. Here is the plan for the revolution. Here is why we don't like the cops. Here is why we don't like Israel. Here is why we don't like borders. They just had so many good kind of like explainer clips. And I get questions all the time. People are like, Karlyn, when are you going to create a leftist dictionary? Okay, I'm working on creating the leftist dictionary, all right? I've actually been working on a project on Decode the Left. It's not currently live on the website, but like I'm working on it. I'm just showing you guys the website to show you where it's going to be. decodetheleft.com. That's my main website. You can find the Texas state stuff on the homepage right now. What I'm working on doing is I'm going to create a dictionary on decodetheleft.com where you're going to be able to go in by subject and find clips related to that subject. So, like, if you're looking for information about why does whiteness mean capitalism? Okay, here's some clips on that. Here's some scholarly references on that, etc., etc. Karlyn, why does the left want to abolish the police? Okay, here is a communist explicitly explaining why they want to abolish the police. I have so many clips from this conference that I can use to build out this dictionary. And of course, we have a massive archive of this stuff. We have a massive archive of this primary source evidence. And so what I'm working on is building out something on decodetheleft.com where you're going to be able to go in by subject and find videos and content related to that subject so that it's not just me explaining it. You're going to be able to see from leftist trainings what they're talking about, what they're saying. You're going to be able to find clips that you can share with people. You're going to be able to find... So basically, I'm creating the dictionary on the website, and I'm going to use a lot of clips from this conference to do it, at least to get us started. And then once we've got the dictionary up and running, we're going to be able to add to this. Like, basically, the last several months for me have been infrastructure building. I'm building these online platforms so that we can take all of the primary source information and make it usable. I've had to build out a lot of infrastructure in the past couple months. I've had to build out infrastructure on the Center for Left-Wing Studies. I've had to build out infrastructure on Decode the Left that you guys haven't seen. There are a couple other projects that I'm working on too. And the reason we want to get the infrastructure first is that when we come across this stuff, I want to create a machine for us where eventually, it's not going to happen right away, but eventually we're just going to be able to go in and just add stuff without having to worry about how are we sharing this information? How are we making it easier to find? Stuff like that. We've experimented a lot with stuff like this. I have some stuff built on Discord where a lot of this stuff is cataloged. We've experimented with different ways to kind of like archive this information. The reality is that we have too much information. I'm not a trained library sciences person. If there are any trained library sciences people that want to help us, hey, get in touch. But we've been having to experiment with how do we organize all of this in a way that makes sense. And I now think I've got it figured out. And also part of it is we were still learning the topic as we were trying to figure this out, right? So if you're trying to learn a topic as you're trying to build something, it's kind of like trying to fix a train as the train is going 600 miles down the tracks or 600 miles an hour down the tracks, whatever, really fast. And you're trying to fix it at the same time. That doesn't work, but that's the situation we've kind of been in for a while. And so, I mean, yeah, I didn't send out any links on Telegram to join anything, so you might be looking at someone else's Telegram. There's nothing yesterday about on Telegram asking you to join something. So, Yo, is Cubert back? Oh no, I thought Cubert was in the chat. I was so excited. Anyway, yeah, calling Cubert. Well, you can look in the description. There is a Telegram link in the description, so it might be an older link because I did change the title of it at some point, but it's t.me/decode the left. So that is the Telegram. Yeah, I miss Cubert too. Anyway, so I'm working on that library. And basically what I'm doing is I have to make all these clips anyway. And so I'm going to build out the library as I'm making the clips. And so I had already started building out the library with like quotes from Musican and stuff like that. But now that I'm kind of making these clips, I'm doing it at the same time. So that's what's going on. So hopefully sooner rather than later, I'm going to try to just launch it piecemeal. There will be a leftist dictionary going up on decodetheleft.com, and it's going to be awesome. And it will be our archive for all of the different clips, all of the different information, all sorted by category, so people can go in and find it. You guys can share it. We can refer back to it, stuff like that. I'm also working on an actual print dictionary that is kind of like a separate project, but all that's going to be coming. I am one person. And Lord knows I do the work of many people because I'm a workaholic. But I think this is part of why it really burns me when I go out of my way to record a weekend-long conference, to stay up until 3 in the morning making clips from that conference, to take the time to share it out with all of these people who claim to care about fighting communism. And all I get over and over and over again are excuses about why they can't do anything about it. And not only do they give me excuses about why they can't do anything about it, they say, Karlyn, why don't you go do this? Why don't you go do that? Why don't you go do that other thing? No, bitch, I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm already doing the jobs of like 3 people over here. I'm doing it by myself and with the help of volunteers. But a lot of this stuff is just me. I'm writing books. I'm building websites. I'm doing undercover stuff. I'm going to be going on an undercover thing this week. I'm going to tell you guys about that, actually. Spoiler alert, we're not doing Socialism Saturday this week because I'm doing something else, but don't worry about it. And these people still have the gall to say, Karlyn, why don't you go take care of this problem for us? No. Why don't you go do your government job and you take care of the problem? Because you are the one that put yourself in the government job where it's literally your job to do this. It is not my job to do it. I've already done my job. My job is done. And it's like rude and inconsiderate to even ask, honestly. Conservatives have absolved themselves of any and all social responsibilities that don't involve with themselves or their families. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. So that's kind of like my little update. If you guys have questions in the chat, I'm more than happy to answer them. We are going to be doing, again, we're going to be doing Spy Stream coming up tonight. Yeah, and their response when I say go do your job is, how dare you demand I do my job, ma'am. I'm like, okay, well. Guys, we will be doing a spy stream tonight. That spy stream will be getting started around 7:30. Now, this is not the same group that we watched this weekend. This is a completely different group, but you know what? Organizing meetings never end. So we will be watching another live leftist organizing meeting tonight starting around 7:30 p.m. This is a supporter-exclusive stream. If you would like access to it, you have to be a supporter on my Substack, my Locals, my Patreon, a Twitter subscriber, or a YouTube channel member. And if you are a supporter on any of those places, and I just put the Substack link in the chat, you can come and join us for Spy Stream. How you join us is you go to the article I just put in the chat. It's also on the homepage of the Substack. You scroll down, and underneath this red box, when you are a paid subscriber on my Substack, you will get access to the link where this stream is happening. You know what, Amalek? In the middle of this socialism conference, I swear to God, I'm gonna find the clip at some point. The communists made fun of flat earthers during this conference. Just like out of nowhere, the communists were saying all these crazy people believe these crazy things, like all of these people who believe flat earth, and then they started making fun of flat earthers on the call. Anyway, it's like you can't get away with, even communists hate flat earthers. Even communists. Hello, Jeffrey. Your channel just popped on my feed. I'm new to you, but I've been speaking out against this shit for years. I hate these commie bastards. Well, welcome. Welcome to the dystopian shit show that never ends. Yeah, like an ounce of self-awareness on the part of the socialists. Yeah, it's true. It's true. So, breaking news. Actually, it's not breaking news. This has been planned for a while. We are having a little bit of a schedule change this week because I'm going to an event, and I'm not going to tell you where I'm going, and I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing, but I am leaving my house, and I'm going out in the wild to a real event. And I'm going to have to change my hair, and I'm going to have to get a costume, and I'm going to have to wear a mask. I legitimately am going to have to wear a mask where I'm going. Legitimately. And it's just like, bro. But it's going to be interesting. And so, well, I am not going to be doing... I'm not going to be doing streams. Okay, I might be doing a stream on Thursday, but it will not be at the normal time. I might be doing a stream on Friday, but it's not going to be the normal thing. On Saturday, I will not likely be doing a stream. On Sunday, I don't stream anyway. So the schedule this week is getting a little bit messed up. I am traveling on Thursday through Sunday. So I will be away from my office on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, returning on Sunday. And I will be out in the wild doing things that socialists do. And I'm actually really excited about it. And I wasn't sure I was going to do it, like, literally until this morning. I was kind of, like, hemming and hawing about it. I was like, do I really want to do that thing? And I was like, Karlyn, suck it up and go do the thing, okay? Because it actually does look really good. There is an off chance that we will be doing a spy stream on Sunday. Because, and actually, average person, I might reach out to average person. Average person, I might need your help with something. Because I know you know how to do something that I might need help with. We may be doing a spy stream on Sunday. I may also be asking some of you for help in recording something that is happening virtually on Sunday, because I need to travel back here on Sunday, and I can't do that. I can't record something and also be on an airplane, okay? So I might need people's help with that, and I will be reaching out and telling you about it. And it should be actually pretty easy. It's not even an infiltration or anything. It's just something that's happening on a website. But I think it'll be very good. I think it'll be insane, actually. And I want to try to record it if we can. And hopefully I get home in time, and we should be able to spy stream at least part of it. Exactly what I want to do when I get off an airplane. So that's going to be fun. And of course, I will tell you guys more about that. You know what? Like, if everything goes as planned, I may do a stream on Saturday night sometime where I tell you what I am and what I'm doing and where I am, relatively speaking. And if I do that, it's going to be lit, man. I'll tell you what, because I know what event I'm going to and you guys don't. So, but that may not happen too. We have to play it by ear. If I'm going into the wild to go to something, like, I actually do have to be present in that thing. I can't always be streaming on the internet. Yeah, exactly. It's like Jane Goodall. I'm basically Jane Goodall. I go and I observe socialists in the wild. But it'll be fun. Well, I guess I did go undercover kind of in June. No. No. Dean Bob is very new. Dean Bob is very new to the channel. No. James Lindsay doesn't have the balls to do what I'm doing. James Lindsay James Lindsay fucking wishes he could do what I'm doing. James Lindsay does not have the balls to do what I'm going to do this week at all, in any way. Yeah, bless your heart. Okay, it was a joke. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do David Attenborough. Be like, we are observing the socialists in the wild. Notice how they wear a mask and cut their hair and have odd tattoos. Yes, that is this coming weekend on Sunday. I will need assistance of some sort. I'm going undercover at the knitting convention. That's exactly right. That's it. You know what? Listen, there's not an odd chance that I will come back with yarn. Just to let people know, I'm going undercover at the knitting convention, and I'm gonna go knit some stuff for the weekend, and you guys will find out about it when you find out about it. All right, well, I'm going to go take a break, guys. I just wanted to do a quick informal stream. This is not a real show. This is just me doing an informal stream because I do need to prepare to do Spy Stream later, and I haven't eaten yet today either. Have not had any food yet today, and it's 6 o'clock at night. So I'm going to go get some dinner. And in about an hour, we're going to start our Spy Stream. Again, you got plenty of time to head over to the Substack, sign up. You can join us for the stream inside the socialist organizing meeting in about an hour. You guys can be on we're all like Jane Goodall. You guys are all flies on the wall. We're all just listening to the socialists and figuring out what they're talking about and how they're strategizing and all that stuff. And so we'll be getting started with that around 7:30 tonight. And I know MacB's also doing movie night in the supporter Discord. I'm hopeful that the Spy Stream will end by 9 p.m., but I don't know if it will for sure. But I think it'll probably definitely end by 9:30, and I know MacB is very flexible and always waits to start movie night in the Discord until after Spy Stream is done. I believe he's watching Casper tonight. So if you guys want to join MacB for movie night on Monday nights, I highly encourage everyone to do it. And he is very flexible when we have Spy Streams that run over time, and, you know, he usually starts the movie after, which, of course, we always appreciate. So that is available as well. And I can't tell you. If I told you, it would give it away. Just a website, Jeffrey. Just a website. Karlyn, KARLYN.substack.com. There's the link in the chat. It's literally just a publishing platform. That's all. So I'm going to go get ready to do that. And we will show you guys what no one else is showing you, and it's fine. I'll do it. No one else wants to do it. No one on the right wants to take this seriously. Fine. I'll do it. Fine. Whatever. Okay, I'll see you guys in about an hour. Take care. Have a good one. We'll see you soon. Bye.
How are you feeling? How long have you been here?
3 months, May 17th.
And what brought you?
That's difficult to answer.
How is it that playing the piano for people has eventually resulted in your being here in the hospital?
That's difficult to answer.